To be successful, a mind hack to help you to become successful is feeling grateful. When you feel grateful, your brain doesn't understand the difference between being grateful and successful. So your brain thinks that you're successful, and if you think you're successful, you feel you're successful, and if you think and feel you're successful, you act like a successful person. Hey, this is Iman, and I am still in Mento, and this is kind of pretty much, if you watched my other video about how to, how living your life on purpose doesn't make your life boring. I'm actually, it's the same day. I'm just like kind of moved my camera a little bit ahead to the other side, and still I'm not sure actually what the name of the city is, if it's a Mento, France, or Menton. It's MENTON. So if you know the answer, comment below. But and let me know. Probably I'm gonna go down and ask a local person by the time that you are watching the video, but it would be fun to see your comments as well. But then I'm actually wanted to record this video on a topic that was very interesting to talk about. And that topic is the difference between feeling grateful and being satisfied. And there are two things that you need to know. I have another video that has a 30-second formula on being successful. And technically, in that video, if you haven't watched it, I'm just going to tell you kind of the 30 seconds of it here, which is to be successful, a mind hack to help you to become successful is feeling grateful. When you feel grateful, your brain doesn't understand the difference between being grateful and successful. So your brain thinks that you're successful, and if you think you're successful, you feel you're successful, and if you think and feel you're successful, you act like a successful person. And if you think and feel and act like a successful person, then you become a successful person, right? That's a brain hack on how to create success in your life. Just be grateful to everything that happens in your life, and remember that anything that happens in your life has a responsibility. There are many days that something happens in your life and you're like, oh damn it, like why did that happen, or why did that happen to me? And then 6 months down the road you realize that thing that happened was the most amazing thing that could happen to you, right? So I'm not going to go to the details of that, but then there is another word, and there's another thing. It's between feeling successful and feeling grateful and feeling satisfied. So there's a big difference between feeling grateful and feeling satisfied. And many times I see the messages of some people, like when I'm recording some videos, or when I'm doing events, or when I'm doing anything, right, in my life. And sometimes I nag, right? So for example, like I rent a car and the car is a crappy car, and I'm like nagging about the car. Now sometimes people go and comment and they say, oh, you know, be happy that you even had the money to rent a car, or like be happy that you have enough money that you could eat food today. There are lots of people in Africa who don't have money to eat food. I think many of those people actually don't like mistake the two words of being grateful and being satisfied, and those two words are actually very different from each other. I am very grateful that I'm able to eat every day. I'm very grateful that I have the money to own a car and rent a car and travel the world and doing what I want to do. I am grateful that I probably some weekends I make more money than a person makes in 5 years in a row. I'm grateful for all of those things, right? However, that doesn't mean that that necessarily gives me satisfaction that I don't want more, or we don't want more in our life. And not being satisfied is what actually pushes you to the next level. You can be grateful for what you own and what you can do, but the moment that you're satisfied, potentially, like for me at least, is that when I'm 100% satisfied with what I have, then I calm down and I'm like, okay, you know, I don't want more. I don't want to like, and then I don't try harder, and that's not the way that works for me. Like I want to always try harder, and that's not always for financial stuff. It's the same thing. Like in my relationship with my wife, I'm like, I'm excited and I want to have always more and you just experience more in our lifestyle. Like I want to always experience more. I want to travel to more places. It's not that it doesn't mean that I'm not grateful for those travels. It just means that I want more. I want to create better experiences, and many times that satisfaction comes with sharing it with other people. And that doesn't mean because people don't see it publicly that, for example, we are sharing lots of stuff with others, that we are not actually doing it, right? So always keep that in mind, that the word satisfaction and the word grateful are not relevant to each other. Well, they're relevant to each other, but they're not like synonyms to each other. You can always be grateful for the things you have, but not be satisfied with them, and you want more, and then you can achieve more, right? In a way, that satisfaction creates more potential for you to grow. So that's just kind of one thing that I want to always I wanted to put out, because I see a lot of people that get angry and they think if a person is unhappy or is nagging about something, that means that they're not grateful, and at least in my world, in my mind, that those are irrelevant stuff. I remember one day I came out of an event and we were doing 6 figures in sales in that event, and that was a weekend event, so I pretty much like made 6 figures in a weekend. And I walked out of the event and I called a friend of mine and I said, I am very grateful that I made the money that many people make in a year or two in a weekend. So I'm very grateful to that, and I'm very grateful that I've been able to achieve this in my life. However, I'm not satisfied because this was not aligned with our previous numbers. Our previous numbers were much better. We could do a lot better. We made a lot of mistakes at this event, and we have to improve our performance so we can perform better. Because if I can perform better, then I can teach other entrepreneurs how they can perform better. And if I can teach other entrepreneurs how they can perform better, then they are going to get better results, right? So satisfaction doesn't mean I'm not grateful. And part of that satisfaction comes with sharing it with others. So I do it so I can learn it, so I can teach it to others, and that process is always something that are parallel to each other and are happening. Okay, look forward to seeing you at another video.